Memories of the home of cricket with Lord's TV.
Can you just tell us some memories of playing with Andrew Strauss here at Lord's for Middlesex?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately didn't play enough with Andrew. I suppose with his days with England, central contracts, he wasn't around hugely, but I did open the batting with him one season, and I think what really took me not by surprise, but made me realise why he had got to the place that he had was, how balanced he was as an individual. And I think more importantly, when he came down to Somerset to play in that game, that controversial game against India, to get some practice, just the way he spoke, the clarity in which he spoke. Clearly he'd been England captain for a while then, and it was, I think it was very evident what sort of individual he was and why he'd been so successful, both as a captain and as a player. And I think that, as I've realised playing with a lot of these guys now, that they know themselves and they're individual characters in their own right, and I think that's what makes them special people and why they achieve the things that they do. And I think Andrew was in the same mould. He knew himself, he knew his game. And he stuck to that. And you look at Alastair Cook, a similar sort of vein, knows his game very well. Jonathan Trott, the list goes on. These are special guys that you get to play with. And, the last 6 months has been an amazing learning curve, just to be out there with those guys and pick up tips and see on a daily basis how they go about their work. So I definitely picked up a few things from Andrew back in those early days. I remember when I first arrived as a young, naive and perhaps ignorant 18-year-old at Middlesex. Andrew Strauss was in the change room, and he was another public school boy. So I tried to side with him a little bit because there was a bit of banter floating about. But those were my early recognition of him.